This phrasal verb quiz is intended for students who already have at least an upper intermediate level of English. So that would be a B1 plus or B2 level and above. If you don't know what level you are, why don't you take my English level quiz on my website? There's a link in the description below. There are going to be 15 multiple choice gap fill phrasal verb questions. Each of these phrasal verbs are commonly used in English. You have 5 seconds to answer each question. The answers and definitions are given after each question. Let's get started. Rachel poured in, over or on old books in her study. The answer is Rachel poured over. The definition is to look at and study something carefully, usually a book or a document. Another example, he pored over the letter, searching for clues about the writer. The plan was riddled with problems, of problems, or to problems. The plan was riddled with problems. Riddled with. If an object is riddled with something, that means it's covered completely by that thing. For example, your sweater is riddled with moth holes. She sailed over the exams, she sailed through the exams, or she sailed away the exams. So she was accepted at a wide variety of colleges. She sailed through the exams, so she was accepted at a wide variety of colleges. To sail through something means to succeed at something easily. You'll sail through the interview. This job was made for you. Number 4. Most crimes boil up to, boil down to, or boil into a question of money. Most crimes boil down to a question of money. Boil down to reduce information so that it contains only its most important parts. We realized the decision boiled down to one question: how scary was the prospect of going to war? The computer system is always going down, out, or off when we need it the most. The computer system is always going down when we need it the most. If a computer system goes down, it stops working. For example, this backup battery will prevent the computer system from going down in the event of a power cut. Hi everyone, I just wanted to interrupt this quiz to let you know that if you want to practice more phrasal verbs and more vocabulary in general, please join my Fluency Club, where we do weekly conversation classes and you get pre-reading with lots of cool vocabulary and phrasal verbs to learn. And if you join on the premium package, we actually have pre-recorded videos with more phrasal verb videos for you to learn, as well as grammar pre-recorded videos, other vocabulary videos, expressions, and pronunciation videos as well as part of my Conversation with Friends course. So you get all that as part of the Fluency Club premium package. Or as part of the standard package, you get conversation classes every week where you practice vocabulary, practice speaking, and it's in small groups. So you get lots of time to speak. The link is in the description below. Back to the quiz. The police have cordoned over, cordoned in, or cordoned off the area the president will be visiting. The police have cordoned off the area the president will be visiting. To cordon off is to block an area, usually with a rope, so that people are kept from going there. They've cordoned off the whole area because of a suspected bomb. Everything hinges off, hinges on, or hinges over the result of next week's referendum. Everything hinges on the result of next week's referendum. To hinge on is to depend completely on a situation, but it's normally only used in situations which are relatively serious. Example, please make up your mind soon. So much hinges on what you decide. Sofia lashed out at me yesterday, lashed out for me yesterday, or lashed out through me yesterday for wasting her time. Sofia lashed out at me yesterday for wasting her time. If you lash out at someone, you criticize someone or something in an angry way. You're very angry. So, for example, in his writing online, especially on Twitter, Assange was quick to lash out at perceived enemies. I tried to set away, set aside, or set off an hour each day to do some exercise. I try to set aside an hour each day to do some exercise. To set aside is to save something, usually money or time, for a special purpose. For example, could you set aside half an hour this afternoon to talk about the new client? If he keeps doing stuff like that, he's going to wind up, wind away, or wind over in prison. Yes, the answer is to wind up in prison. To wind up somewhere, to find yourself in an unexpected and unusually unpleasant situation. For example, pay your rent. You don't want to wind up homeless, do you? Keep with, keep on, keep up the good work. You're doing great. Yes, it's keep up the good work. To keep something up or to keep up something is to not stop doing something, to continue doing it. For example, it is difficult to keep up a conversation with someone who only says yes and no. I was taken out, taken aback, or taken away when I saw the cost of the car repairs. I was taken aback. To be taken aback is to be surprised or shocked. When I told him my answer, he seemed taken aback. We should go back into, back over, or back on these numbers in the spreadsheet. We should go back over these numbers in the spreadsheet. To go back over or to go back through is to review past information or data. For example, you need to go back over the process with your team and learn from your mistakes. I've been getting into, getting on, or getting over golf recently. It's so addictive. Yes, I've been getting into golf recently. To get into something is to become interested in or passionate about something. For example, I just can't get into that show. The acting is terrible. As he spoke, I could see her face clouding into, clouding on, or clouding over with anger. I could see her face clouding over with anger. If a person's face clouds over, they suddenly look unhappy or worried. At the mention of her dead husband, her face clouded over. How did you go with the quiz? I hope you aced it. And if you didn't, I hope now you've learned some new phrasal verbs that you can use in your conversations. And again, if you want to practice these phrasal verbs, you can do so in my Fluency Club. Again, there's a link in the description for all the information. Let me know in the comments if you like this type of video, and feel free to make your own sentences out of these phrasal verbs and I'll take a look. Thanks and see you in the next video.